Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mario Illusion, where a bunch of us gamers sit down and play some tabletop roleplay. Gonna apologize. We also seem to take up so much time playing a bit of Colonist, which went way over time, and we're now starting a bit late. But we're still gonna commit and get it done. Down below, MarioIllusion.co.uk for our Discord community, where you can find everything with us here, our group's content, and so on and so forth. But also as well. Another announcement for tonight. Our sponsor, Sid Meier's Civilization 7. It's coming out soon. And for me, it's a big welcome game coming out because I've played all the way back in Civ 1. I don't know. Have you guys ever played Civ before?
Civilization, I believe at one point I did, but I've not played for years.
Yeah. Me and Lona have thousands of hours on Civ 4. Civ 5 and Civ 6. So we had a whole group of us in our very old D&D group. Used to play it for hours. We also played Beyond the Earth. Practically fall asleep playing it because the games would go on for so long. It's a wonderful game. But it's coming out February 11th. It's a brilliant, long existing franchise. And we hope we'll have some video content for you next week to check out. Right now we're having trouble acquiring at the moment because of, the download location is currently not available for us to download the video at the moment, but hopefully we'll get that soon. But check out Civilization 7. Yeah, it's available on Steam. Releases 11th of February. I won't be able to buy it on launch, but I'll be buying it at the end of February. Also, no Lunar Dragon. Just a bit of an emergency, so she's away to deal with that. We might see her later on today. We might not. We'll go on as without her being available. And Lona is currently just doing parental duties at the moment, as she usually does at this time of night. So she'll be joining us back in a bit for the usual clip. As usual, mssociety.org.uk for the charity to help support those with multiple sclerosis. And I think that will conclude tonight's announcements. Unless in the meantime, is there anything else you guys got want to bring up?
I do know that for the MS Society, their podcast is due to start up again this week.
We'll look into that and get that on Thingy.
I know that because I know someone that's talking on it.
Nice. And I'll just say, I apologize if anyone can not properly understand me. Half my face is fucking numb. So.
Fun times.
We'll just ask you to repeat yourself 100 times until you type it out, and then one of us reads it.
Yeah. Just don't make me try and say awkward words, please.
I think that's all the announcements for tonight. Let's go jump into tonight's episode of Minor Illusion. And welcome back. So, Minor Illusion, that's what we are. Lunar Eclipse, that's the party, had left Mirror's Tower after resting and investigating their next steps, and have now brought them to the offshore trade city, and have arrived at the Dust Mantle Mage Tower of the Aether Spire. And our party is about to go out onto the streets. What? I am actually drawn a blank here. Why did you guys have to come to Offshore Trade City again?
We came here looking to try and get our hands on a mirror of life trapping, and we were told that it was roughly the value of 50,000 gold, but we would likely need to try and get other things in the processes of trying to barter for said item.
Indeed. So, as you guys are escorted by Grizox down to the exit of the tower, you come out and you feel the heat. Now, this is the middle of winter during the eclipse of the winter months, and this is right on the equator, so it's quite cold, but there's still a waft of heat. But you see little blazers, all with little fire sources burning on the streets, and then traffic of people moving left and right across you, heading around the corner, people coming across. It's a busy street, but you have found yourselves inside the Dust Mantle Quarter. Where would you guys like to go first?
I think first we want to make sure that it's not too easy to pickpocket us.
Yeah.
So I would probably want to. I don't know if I've got any string. Feels like it would be natural for Tabaxi to have string, right?
Yes, it's a plaything, a natural pastime.
Like string or cords, like I guess I could use some rope. Basically tie all my bags to me, if that makes sense. Like put it through the loops of them and stuff so that the rope goes around me, so if someone just grabs a bag and pulls it, then it's attached to a rope.
Okay. Alright.
Because
will be the
I'm
best
like,
check for this sort of thing for you. Well, here's the thing. I think to your benefit, you guys have very high passive perception. It'd be very hard for somebody to select something without your noticing.
Yeah.
Yeah, passive
and
28.
also passive of 30.
So you come out of the Mage Tower and you are facing southeast. Southwest. Roads goes left to right. It's dark above, the sky's open. You see directly in front of you a large, massive structure, maybe about another half a mile away, but this thing's huge. And I'm talking about same size, maybe bigger than the Rome Colosseum. And that seems to be possibly where the centre of the town itself is. We look down one road, and this road goes for a long way. This is longer than half the roads you've seen in Arcadia. You would surmise that this probably the road here to your left is probably 2 to 3 miles long, and it's filled with people. You look to your right, and as the road loops round and continues on, you spot it heading up into another place. You also down to another road which maybe is just over a mile long, maybe 2. And back to your tight left, you also spot another archway that heads out into the street, and then behind the archway a gate leads out to the western Austral Desert. Probably will take you 5 minutes to walk to that gate. Yeah, this is huge. And could get lost.
Yeah. With the fact that I know I've been here in the past, which district would you say, or did they say which the Wandering West Tavern is?
So, they didn't, but here's the thing. They didn't actually say what district it's in, but they said it was quite expensive, and from your prior knowledge of being here, the most expensive districts would either be the Golden Exchange or the Platinum Promenade.
So either District C or D. Cool. So either...
Was there a map or something? Just need to know it's C or D.
For those who are very familiar with the city, you've been here once. Under direct escort.
What I'm going to do is essentially, once I get a second, draw a very crude map of the areas that I know and such, and give them the kind of brief names that I knew them as in the past. So that way I can just show a copy of what I've got. And information that I know as well. Copy. There you go. So we came out of, we're in the Duskmantle quarters right now. That's where the tower was. So we're in District H right now.
What I'll do is work on that and actually complete it further.
So yeah, what I just quickly do is take like a scrap piece of paper out of one of my books and start quickly sketching the map as from my memory and give a copy of it each to everyone. I think Malara probably knows this place better than I do, since it was like near enough 900 years ago I was here.
Well, you were here recently, but...
I was recently here, but memory wasn't the best at that point. So yeah. Just that question for me wise, how's this mic sounding compared to the other one?
Yeah.
I was just trying to get it so it's actually on the side that's actually working.
Fine, mate. Don't worry.
So...
He sounds dodgy.
What?
District E sounds dodgy.
Yeah.
No, not E. Yeah, E.
Yeah. It's an interesting one.
Silent Heights.
Yeah, I think probably when Farron was here in the past...
Say you found a map, just a board with a map with this on it, will make things a bit easier for you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have a description on it though.
No.
So it would be Farron just telling us the rundown of the map, saying, okay, this section here, we have the Colosseum.
Yeah, here's a brief description that's probably a wee bit old. So there's probably a bunch of other shite mixed in with the description. But yeah, we're probably looking for the Wandering Wisp if we're wanting to go rest, which I know I ideally do.
I will confirm there is loads of different inns and taverns that you can inns you can stay at with different varying costs. Apparently that's one of the best.
I don't think I would go looking for the best, because if we go in looking as one person, then coming out looking as another, they might think it's shady and report us probably sooner than others. So I'm probably going to just look for kind of middle of the ground kind of situation, or at least that's what I would be looking for.
Like the ones in the Copper Crescent?
Probably.
Lost Taverns.
Yeah. Like, I think...
a long way away anyway, if we're age.
To be honest, when it comes to Farron in the past, he probably spent most of his time in the Copper Crescent, the Vale Market, those kind of areas. And I would dare say probably the Vale Market is probably where people would potentially know Farron's name most. Just because he probably would have sold antiques and shit there in the past.
You would have walked through Sun Shadow Market as well. Like from Jai to K.
Yeah.
For this map, by the way, I was planning to do it on an actual map, but that's still being worked on. It's taken a lot of time to build that up. But yeah.
What are the circles?
Those are the areas to go to the lower city.
Yeah, access points.
Because the map on the left is the upper city called Tradehaven, and then you have the Duskwarm, which is the lower city. Look, this place is big. You only see about half of it on one side.
Alright, so it might actually be the faster route for us would be to... and I'll follow just straight south. I was going to go, to like Ashen Steps, then go south from there, casually walking through Shadow Shade.
Yeah, it probably makes sense at the same point. I'm just going to use, I believe I've got message as a cantrip. Yes, I do. I'm just going to use message towards mantra. And I'm just going to say, I know this might sound stupid and probably a really bad idea. If Darkweave is already looking for us, why don't we potentially find out why? And if it isn't so much of an issue, we could always just go see him and skip potentially having to get shanghaied and taken to him forcibly.
I'll return a message. Remember the cubic gates? The item that I've used to teleport us between planes. That belongs to them. And I stole it when I was a child. Yes. They might not know it was me, but they might have a hunch. There was another infiltrator at a time.
Okay. Okay, so that kind of puts a bit more of a spanner in the work.
And everyone else in the group's like, why are these two messaging each other?
Oh, it's not the first time we've done it and just randomly just get quiet.
Yeah. So
which way would you like to go, Mantra? You're new to the city after all. And I don't say Mantra out loud.
Some of us putting on a disguise and thinking up of an alias.
Yeah. That's why I retroactively said I never said Mantra, because we are disguised as humans. So I wouldn't have said Mantra.
Well, are we not? Did I end up using Alter Self?
I don't know, but I ended up using Semen to make us all look like humans.
I mean, some of True Sight might see through it, but yeah, okay. We didn't think of names. I don't like the name, but Martha, I guess, is close enough.
So what are you going by?
Martha. It's close to Mantra, come on.
Yeah, and I think Farron would be using a name that he's not used in a very long time and not really told anyone about, being Perrin. It is very close
Perrin
to
or Perrin?
Farron.
Alright, Perrin, cool.
Yeah. It's an awkward one to say right now.
No, I get it. That's why I was just like, oh,
Yep.
I've got to say the two things I heard, just so you could say one or two.
Yep.
Welcome back.
Hmm?
I thought it was Lona.
I don't know.
Guess not. Yeah, so you guys are saying you want to head south.
I think we're going to be trying to aim for like the Copper Crescent, Vale Market kind of area. Looking for kind of mid-tier taverns.
So as y'all leave you proceed southward through the Dustmantle Quarter. I'm just going to bring up.
Oh, it would go through the Golden Exchange, I guess.
So you're going to see some good shops and some other stuff on the way there.
Well, see the thing we're after, is that not going to be in a dark alley?
With the value of it, it could be, but at the same point, probably not at the same point as well.
Gotcha. This document I've got saved here is so huge. A whole Discord forum dedicated to the description of every single building and each district is part of it. Got about 15 buildings in it. It's just a list, description, what it does, who's in charge. Just trying to find my way back to H. Oh, I'm in the. There we go. Nope, that's too left. That's far too many letters. Don't need to pin these. That's F. H, here we go. So as you walk past, you pass what looks like a facility which seems to be carrying stretchered individuals into it, as well as people limping, people with bandages. But as you move on from that, this district seems a bit more quieter, but as soon as you head into the Golden Exchange, the quiet somberness of the Dustmantle Quarter becomes bustling. You pass an establishment on the right that's called the Gilded Goblet. It looks to be a tavern. And another one further down the road you do come across is the Velvet Horn. You also spot an inn called the Argent Oasis. And then to your curiosity, you do spot a shop that is called the Arcane Curiosities. then the crystal flask, and a small little bookstore called the Dustmantle Tomes. As you
I would
progress,
be tempted to go into the Arcane Curiosities or whatever it was called.
Okay.
As we
That's
pass.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. That and the bookshop, because I probably frequented that quite often when I was here in the past.
awesome. Let me bring up the exact content itself. So, and so the shop front itself is a radiant illusion that shifts color, textures, and with each passing moment, it seems to shift sort of. But as you walk into the interior, it's an opulent space filled with floating lanterns, casting a soft, mostly magical glow, and covers this places of ancient relics, each with every inch of the shop excludes a mystery of wealth and glass cases housing magical items. And you can see, as you look both below them, you can see the shimmering of some wards and magic that seems to be protecting them. And you do spot, sitting at a desk towards it, further into the shop, a half-elf with emerald eyes, with silver streaked braided hair. Oh, hello.
Hi there.
Welcome to Arcane Curiosities. Is there anything you're looking to buy?
I'm looking for something that's rather rare.
I do specialize in some rare objects, but please, whatever I might have, I'll have in stock.
Do you have rarities that aren't on display?
Are you looking for contraband? Don't really do that here.
No, not contraband, just usually rare items that not necessarily general public would be interested in.
Few rare items. One of them, she gets up off her chair and she looks over. She goes, I have a few oddities that I've came across, but she goes over to a glass cabinet. Inside the glass cabinet is this little small satchel and a book. It says, these are actually two of them. This here is a manual of quickness of action, which is great for those who wish to be more agile. This, however, is a little set of tarot cards that have the ability to bring fortune or ruin. It could be dangerous in the wrong hands. And I also have this fabulous, she just points over to the bundled up, and also in another glass case of this, which you immediately recognize, Farron, as a purple robe of the Archmagi.
Purple. Which alignment is that in relation to?
That's really horrible. How do you know her, though? I have not really addressed it. I just know that all Archmage robes are quite... I think this was actually personally created for somebody. It's pretty old, but it's in very good condition. It's more... I would expect more of a collector's more than an item of particular sale.
Do you mind if I just have a quick look at it? I'm usually quite good at appraising old items and such.
Well,
If you're unsure.
Well, we're actually we already offer services for item appraisal, which will cost you 50 gold each, if you wish me to appraise any of your items.
I'm just curious, why is it purple?
That's the mystery. I believe it was made for someone. It came my way, and we believe it was tailored for somebody that came to Austria from Valara as part of one of the original people to help that paved the way to Austria itself. This is why it's so incredibly rare.
Yep, I can understand that.
But it seems to be in good condition. Its effects seem to be in case, but I don't know why it's purple and not, well, black or white or grey. But also, I've also mentioned as well, we do also offer custom enchantments, and we also do repairs and restorations of items as well.
Out of character, would I know if the mirror we are looking for would be contraband?
Mirror? What kind of mirror?
I said out of character.
Sorry.
The mirror that we're looking for.
Depends on the local laws. It's a dangerous magical item, very powerful, and trap anyone. But
well, I'm not fully aware of the laws in this area. Could you tell me examples of what sort of magical items may be classed as contraband?
think.
In some areas I've been to, a wand was classed as contraband. So, this is why I'm asking.
Oh, what kind of items are you referring to?
Well, we're potentially looking to try and acquire for some adventurers a specific type of mirror. One that is good at trapping or stealing something away. I think they've told us that the name of it is a mirror of life trapping, but we're not sure on legality of said item.
Keeps cut in and out. We can hear what you're saying, but yeah.
Okay, I'll change back to the other one.
Well, no, I think I understand exactly what you're referring to, the item-wise. I would say necrotic artifacts are probably a no-go for me. Things like a Tome of Undying Command or Staff of Necromancy, or maybe a mind-altering item such as artifacts of domination, such as mind control or enslavement, or demonic bonds, or maybe even relics of forbidden deities such as idols of Vecna, or holy relics defiled to serve dark purposes like the Blasphemous Cross. Unstable dangerous items like unstable arcane experiments or wild magic amplifiers, no thank you. Soul manipulating artifacts such as black soul gems and infernal mirrors. I don't think that's the mirror you're referring to.
No.
I don't think so. Definitely something that is missing that someone who would look for if it was missing. Well, I definitely don't deal with stolen goods here. Grimoires, Dread Secrets, unsanctioned arcane lore, manuals of heretic practices. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit more, for lack of a term, yikes. Cursed doomed weapons? No. Portable gateways, summoning devices such as stolen dimensional rifts or portal amulets. Sphere of Annihilation or Wand of Cataclysm. Seen them before. So glad they were confiscated, so nothing like that either. Or other artifacts tied to ancient wars, but Mirage of Trapping Life? I am not sure. It does lean on the line of soul trapping, but I don't think that sort of item does trap souls, it traps people.
Yeah, it traps the physical manifestation of them rather than the actual soul itself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we should probably be able to find that here, in the city, but I'm going to assume by the sounding of your statements, you don't have one or potentially know of somewhere we can get one.
There's another shop that deals with quite expensive items as well over in the Putnam Promenade called the Starlit Relics. Maybe Fadros might have one or not. He's a wizard himself. Let's watch if his sharp wit and his knack for... He likes collecting mysterious items with unique means. So he might have what you're looking for.
What do you mean by unique means?
Well, mystery means, not unique. More like very unique and mysterious items. Things you don't find. So, in other words, a magical sword, for example. He would get something with a sword with more intricate, maybe even something with a sentient presence inside it. He collects more of the more unusual ones.
Oh, like cursed weapons.
I don't think we like cursed weapons in the city.
I don't necessarily think
I wouldn't recommend.
Yeah, I don't think more what they're intending is cursed. I think they're more just meaning necessarily sentient is probably the better word there to use, rather than cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you said that was a Starlight what, sorry?
Starlit Relics, that's over the Putnam Promenade. You can't miss it. It's a bit of a glow off. I'm a bit surprised I'm suggesting it, but I'm here to help him make business and make friendships. So is Balor, but we do compete. But if he could find more items and get more money, then might be willing to part with some of his golds for some of the items you have, because I see you have a few interesting knickknacks you might want to sell.
Yes,
Do you have anything you're willing to part with?
Let me have a look, see what have I got that I would be willing to get rid of for now. At the moment, I don't really have much spare that I want to get rid of, but I do have Eyes of the Eagle goggles. I believe it's just an uncommon magical item that makes it good for you to be able to see longer distances and make out a lot of details.
May I?
Sure. And I'll take off my hat, reach in, pull them out, and give.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yes, it's one that I'm definitely not willing to part with.
I can see why. That's quite a neat trick. I remember a wizard one that had a hat just like that.
I just do that.
Takes the goggles. So yeah, there's a pair of finely crafted goggles with lenses shimmering faintly like polished gemstones. Yeah, and when worn, they bestow visual acuity, allowing the wearer to see minute details in distant objects with astonishing clarity. It's great for a sniper, someone using a long-range firearm or a compass longbow can probably benefit from using these. Also, those who are trying to locate very far away. Careful, probably a few people doing that here in the city. I would imagine this will probably go for maybe 400 to 600 gold. Venturing hubs, place included regions with dense forests and mountain terrain where visual is critical. Goggles like these will fetch up maybe up to 700 gold, where places where combat or magic is more valid than scouting, this may be worth 350. But Pokemon Rangers, Scouts, Explorers.
Yeah, our friend that is good at doing that is already very good at doing that and doesn't need the benefit of these. Just for my knowledge, has Farn ever met this person before? Like, is there any past guidance? Okay, that's 8 on the D4 and the D20. History, you said? 26. I'm just trying.
Recognize her per se, but I'm just checking to see the information behind her establishment to see if it's something that was by someone.
I'm just thinking, okay, I've probably been around a lot of these shops in the past, and depending on the age of the half-elf, it very well could have been a previous person I knew that was here.
I'm trying to see what heritage behind on this one. Nope. You don't recognize her. She... It's probably from your perspective point of view.
As in the whole shop in general, or just this person here?
It's partially the shop as well. If anything, you've never seen the shop before.
I'd be able to tell from the outside, based on the architecture, how long it has been there, so from architecture background, so yeah.
The shop itself is old, but the actual store, the contents,
Okay,
the name,
yeah.
and everything else, the branding and the flair, you don't recognize it.
Okay. I'll just hand them over. Call, say 400 and you've got a deal. You're being happy enough to help us with some information and potentially procuring what we're looking for?
Okay. Of course. 400 gold. What about yourself? What's your name? Talking to you, Martha.
Martha, yes. My name is Martha, but I do have an item that I'm not sure if I want to sell or not yet. And I take out the Scarab of Alchemistry.
Ah, right, okay. That is
I was
a
tempted with
custom
Fia's Flute of a Unicorn, but...
Yeah, Lotta's having a bit of a fun time at the moment, so she'll join us soon.
So it can make some dense smoke.
I know, I'm just trying to get that
around
information
an
up because I
area.
need to try to praise
Oh no, my character's just explaining it to the person in the shop.
Oh.
Not sure if she's seen it before. Of a bright flash of light which can blind people nearby. Good for getting away. And it can also make a fire explosion with alchemical fire. You tend to be able to use any of the effects up to 3 times a day, roughly.
May?
You can have a look. It does require attunement by a rogue.
It was alone, has a look at it and says, this is interesting.
And have an orange name.
Intricately engraved, the scar surface is set with alchemical symbols and a center scarab-shaped emblem that glows faintly when looks like probably when you activate it'll probably a little bit more. I guess it's a prize tool for alchemists and rogues and other resourceful adventurers. It's quite has utility. I think it's especially versatile item capable of dealing damage, controlling the battlefield, and imposing debilitating conditions. Its flexibility is highly sought after, I would imagine, by characters who rely on creative problem solving in area effective tactics. Its strengths, a balance between the utility of smoke and blinding and damage of alchemical fire, and its weaknesses, it has limits, and obviously some of the things can be dangerous. Adventure hubs, where versatility and utility are prized. I've put the base file somewhere between 7,500 to 9,000. Adventure hubs where versatility and utility are prized may exceed 10,000. Regions where alchemy or rare or misunderstood may be 6,000. And the combination of battle you feel dealing and strategic value maybe some possible adjustments. Maybe give it some more power to give it more ability to be activated more occasion before regardless it's recharging. But yeah, truly wonderful item. People will probably buy that at quite a lot. I would probably take it off of you for maybe 7,000 gold, and I would probably work in enhancing it to sell it for nearly twice that amount.
Well, if you think you could sell it for twice that amount, I'd imagine maybe it's worth a little bit more than 7,000. I have used it before, and I have valued its usefulness, which is why I'm debating whether or not it's worth parting with.
A very unique item. Never seen one before, but it definitely looks like it can be very helpful in the pitch.
Yes, but one of the problems is when it comes to battles, sometimes I need this amulet on me, and I touch the amulet of health. Because sometimes I have to be the defensive one.
Tell me, do any of you have access to Stygian metal? Like I see these items don't cut. You're not clubbing adventurers, or people who probably just got quite healthy, but your items are a little bit too diverse. But have you had an opportunity to acquire or make Stygian ingots, or anything that can be made of such that can be smelt down?
Can I think of anything we've got that would have been made from that?
You have no idea.
Yeah, I remember what was the materials fucking Maxwell told me to.
You gave us platinum and myth, but you require a special furnace to smelt it down into Stygian.
That's what it goes into. I don't have Stygian, but I do have mithril and the other component that you need to smelt down into Stygian.
Adamantium.
I believe so. Yes, I think I've got about 5 ingots roughly of each.
Mithril and adamantium is not too hard to come by, but to turn it into Stygian is harder because you need the hells to do that.
Well, right now, then technically, no, we don't have that. We've got the components to make it, we just don't have it.
See. She briefly converses with Lara and Alvor, who are otherwise preoccupied. And turns and looks back at their store. Is there anything else you've been interested in trying acquiring that I might be able to have in stock? Give you a quick breakdown of some of the things. Before I see some of my more finer wares, I've also got a Sword of Wounding, Bag of Devouring, Ward of Fireball, Staff of Typhoon, and Amulet of Health. A Circlet of Blasting, Boots of Elvenkind, Ring of Feather Falling, Protection, Bag of Holding, Everblight, Lantern, Wand of Prestidigitation. Also have some spell scrolls left over. I believe they are Detect Magic, Comprehend Languages, and Mage Armor.
I believe I'm all good, thanks. I'm not so much more interested in magical items right now. For me, it's just old items, at least over 900 years old. But that's me.
Fair enough. So, that one definitely is old, but I wouldn't part with that unless you have 6 figures.
If I met you a couple of months ago, I probably would have had that.
Maybe that's what I see you do.
We're traders. We kind of move between cities and see what wares are available, which is kind of why we've got quite a diverse selection.
Alaria, for me at least.
Quite far north. And yourself?
And I've been all over. I think one of the more dangerous areas we were trading in would have been... What's the place called again? It is... There
was always Dosh before the undead got to there.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Dosh was a popular one.
Yeah, we've been there in the past.
Oh, there's plenty of Dosh refugees here all across the Sandspire Market and the Sun Shadows Market and the Copper Crescent. There are many refugees here. We do what we can.
We tend to buy and sell on demand for specific clients. We don't tend to have a public-facing store or anything like that.
Good traveling merchants makes sense. You're not the first merchants I ever came to my store that came from far away, especially as far as Laria. But I'm definitely not the first today, and won't be the last today either.
Well,
the city is the Tradehaven.
Yep, that it is. One of the reasons why we came. So if we're going to try and find this matter that we kind of need to try and find for a client, this is probably one of the best places to try and do so.
Okay. Now, who's your client?
You should know by now, client privilege, we can't give that information out.
Okay. That was just in case I could find something for them. But, okay.
No, that's appreciated enough. If we're unable to provide the client with what they require in the future, I will certainly give them your reference. What's your name, by the way?
Oh, my name is... What was her name? Elmira Phelan. If you didn't
yes, you can probably imagine.
My store is called the Arcade Curiosities.
Can
you can probably imagine that's why we are. Oh.
I was just asking for spelling wise of that.
Oh, ELMIRA.
ELMIRA. Did you say that? Sorry.
Yep, and Faye Loon. Annie.
FAY or FEY?
Foxtrot Alpha Echo. Then Loon is in.
Oh, E.
E instead of Y.
Yeah. But yes, I've not actually been to this city before, which probably sounds strange, given the fact that it is a betrayed city. I just tend to find things quite far and wide, which is why we're typically equipped with a few artifacts that help us survive.
And I'll just reach across, go to shake hands. Well, nice to meet you. My name is Perrin, and if you need in the future, if you've got sending or something like that, if you need help trying to find something, just give me a message.
If I become across this mirror that you're looking for, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll just start heading out.
We all follow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's funny. I think Perrin would actually work with sending, because it's...
It is technically it is my original name. That's why I was like, you know what, it'll work, and I'm not mentioned a surname, so human with that name wouldn't likely trace back to Farron.
Anything you do as you're leaving the shop?
I'm just watching, making sure we're not being followed. That's the simplest. I am on high fucking alert. Uh, 31.
There's a lot of faces moving. It is so hard to really pick out a face in this. But over your shoulder, you just look back in the shop briefly, the window, and you can see her concentrated in looking at the item you provided her. And she is holding something else in her hand.
What do I see?
Let's see from here. She's moved around, she's turned away, she's went to her back.
Okay. So they said Starlight Relics is probably the best place to check. Yeah, Starlight Relics.
L-I-T.
Lit. Starlit.
Lit.
Go.
Is it worth checking out Starlight Relics first, or going to be somewhere to rest?
Well, I'll use message and say the spell that I've got cast on us, making us look like this, lasts 8 hours. So we probably want to get as much as we can do, not get into fights.
Wisdom save, please.
Magical effect?
Yes. Spell.
Wisdom, you said, yeah?
Yep.
28. And if I feel that, and I am going to assume it's someone scrying on me, one of my eyes flashes with the gold light that I normally have in my eyes when I use my true sight ability. But if I feel someone try to scry, which if I'm needing to make a save, because I would argue that if you can voluntarily save it,
unless you're already using detect magic, see invisibility, or similar things, you need to have them active in order to notice.
Okay.
Otherwise, just a random save, and it might not even be a scry.
Yeah, I just.
Well, we're not doing pass without.
In fact, yeah, we were. So
we can't be detected by magical means.
I think it's we can't be tracked unless by magical means with.
I thought pass without was even by magical.
Because I believe Alvivor cast that on us.
Except by magical means.
Except by magical means. Okay.
Yeah, Hunter's Mark divination spells still work absolutely fine.
Okay.
Basically, passive trace. This means you don't leave footprints. Basically.
Cool. So, would you like to continue going, or shall we try and find somewhere to rest?
I'd say we continue. Because I think she said that was in the Platinum Promenade, was it not?
Yes.
We might head out that way.
It's behind you. You have to head back towards the mage tower direction.
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
You spend maybe the better part of 15 minutes walking up the Golden Exchange, and as you come up to the Dustwall Quarter, instead of going through the visible boundary between the two districts, you said turn left and head through again another non-existent boundary onto a large but slightly wider street. And as you progress, let's bring up the wonderful place itself. So as you walk down, you do find a tavern called the Platinum Chalice, and then also some sort of establishment. You're not quite sure, but you can see the name Silken Veil. But you also find the Iron Valor, which is a shop boasting armor and other heavy items like shields and some weapons. But you'll also find a little storefront called Starlit Relics.
I'll just step to the side of the door and point in, giving mantra access first.
Yeah, we'll walk in.
So, the interior itself is designed to. It's a sort. The walls itself shimmer with a shifting constellations, a light casting an ethereal glow. About the majesty of the cosmos, glow across the polished obsidian floors, floating and enchanting glass cases that display the shop's wares, in each case surrounded by a faint aura of protective magic. The atmosphere is hushed as if it was the very air respects the rare and powerful artifacts housed within. Yes! Welcome to my store! You see this half-orc, pushing nearly 7 feet, stand up around a corner from a cabinet.
Why, hello, it's nice to meet you.
Welcome to my store. My name is Vatros. What are you interested in?
Something that might be very difficult to get, so...
Like hard to get items.
That's why we came here.
You came to the
Tell
right
me.
place.
Have you ever heard of... I can't remember the name of the item.
I just pipe up Mirror of Life Trapping.
Yes, have you ever heard of a Mirror of Life Trapping?
Well, I heard your friend here. You can speak for each other, I can see. But no, I've never heard of that before. But maybe I could interest you. What does it do anyway?
It can serve as a temporary restraint area for someone.
Ah, restraints. Is this for next door?
Next door? Well,
The
I
Silken
don't think it
Veil.
would work that well for that.
Ah, okay. Maybe it's not that sort of thing. Sorry, I get some people coming in here looking for dimensional shackles every now and again because I like to. Yeah, my favorite. One of my favorite people to come in is this lovely little tiefling, little spiteful piece of brilliant ass she is. She's dangerous. She likes buying my shackles. Anyway, as you look around, anyway, and as you see, you do spot a vorpal short sword, a staff of the Magi, and a talisman of good and evil.
I need the staff. Fuck.
What was that?
Nothing. Thinking to self.
I can see you're out my staff. 200 gold. 200,000 gold. If you have the pocket. You don't look that rich.
Can I insight him
might be able to
Can I insight him to see if he thinks that price is realistic?
Go ahead and make
so insight is plus 23, 16, 19, 29, 39.
39. He's very realistic on that item price. Especially its worth and rarity. And it is probably the most expensive item here as well. He seems to be quite proud of it.
Fair. If only I wasn't cursed to a specific scepter necklace, I would happily sell it.
Say that loud, or?
No, because I don't know I'm cursed to them. Technically, so I wouldn't notice that, so...
Well, I also pointed to this. A mantle of spell resistance. Give advantage on all saving throws against magic. Or maybe a ring of regeneration. This gold ring restores hit points and can even regrow your limbs. Ah, I see you have one. Put one on each arm, it can grow 2 arms back at the same time.
I don't think it works that way.
Yes, it does. Well, perhaps you want something that would protect you. How about an armor, a suit of invulnerability?
Invulnerability?
Oh, yes. Gives you the resistance you need to weather any blow. Some say even cuts the damage of each cut and each slap you get, and each bit of fire burn you get by half.
I mean, it looks a little bit on the heavy side. I don't think I'd be doing any backflips with that one.
Your backflips? What's
I just do a casual backflip.
Parrot, describe the seeming form that you have given Mantra.
I would have left that up to her. She would have told me how she wants to look, and I would have done that.
Okay. So you can see made her look like
So
a woman.
So I left the seeming descriptions to each person.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I would have been a fairly slim build because... I mean, I need to look the part being a rogue.
Out of curiosity, my friend, I know I have a ring that is probably worth a fair bit of coin. I don't suppose you'd potentially be willing to do a straight trade for your...
praise your ring if you like, but I'll charge you 100 gold.
I believe...
Do you know what it does?
What?
Well, my ring and your staff, yes.
Oh, you want to trade your ring for my staff?
Potentially, if the value looks amicable to you. It's a ring that I pull out the Ring of Altered Fate. And
that's not the vestige. I was going to say, is that the
No.
vestige? I was going to say,
No.
Jesus Christ, Justin, that's worth way more than the staff.
no, it's a legendary as well, so that's why I'm thinking it's probably similar value.
See,
It specifically requires a spellcaster to use it, and it's simply it gives on all perception, investigation, insight, and persuasion and deception skills. Whenever you roll a d20, it will guarantee a result of anything lower than 9 as an automatic 10 on the d20. And additionally, when you miss with a spell attack or saving throw is saved that only affects one creature, you may change the targeted creature as long as they are remaining within half the distance of the range's original target. So it's, instead of necessarily having charges, it has one charge for the second part, but it is a lot more utility as well.
It's a very elegant ring forged with some silver and iridescent sheen. Very good tech, very good craftsmanship. The gem itself shifts colors to probably some sort of prismatic. This seems to be a powerful item. That's what I thought makes sense. Powerful item for a powerful item. And I think it would be a pretty even trade, to be honest. Well, this looks like it'll be particularly powerful for spellcasters, diplomats, investigators, as it smells like the
Exactly.
And the spell redirection. Brilliant. Like a reflect. But compared to the staff, I would value something like this to be maybe 15 to 20,000 gold. And in regions of high demand of diplomatic, investigative, native tools, this probably might peak at 25,000. And for clutches of rare magical rings, in particular those that are tuned to finesse and utility, would maybe climb as high as 30,000. For me, is a unique synergy with social precision in the battlefield and deputy, appealing to those who demand perfection. And in every situation, shop starry atmosphere and my published charm.
I honestly think it's a good deal.
Centerpiece to be an exclusive auction. I would potentially purchase this from you for maybe 18,000.
I wouldn't want to sell because, exactly like you said, it's such a rare find. I would only potentially look at trading it for the staff. That's why I gave the potential offer, but clearly the values of the two aren't close, so I don't think that would really work.
He kind of gets too close to you and just shaves the hat.
I'm not trading the hat before you even ask.
Why. I can see why.
So just to make sure, you don't... I was about to say that, love. So yeah, you said that you don't really have a matter of life trapping, or you don't know any leads on one?
Impressive. What's it called?
Sentimental.
Whoa, chapel of sentimentality. Let's see.
No, if you realistically think about the offer that I've offered you there, the ring for the staff, and give us information that is very useful in the procurement of the item that we're looking for our client, then I would be happy enough to tell you the item's name. But for the time being, I would like to potentially keep that secret, because in this kind of place where magical items galore are sought for, it's not necessarily information I want to give out straight away.
He seems awfully fixated on the hat. He's appraising it right now.
That's fine.
Tell you what.
It's probably worth more than everything in this shop combined, to be honest. That's why I would not willing to trade this hat.
Well, I would be willing to take your ring and your hat for the staff.
Come on. Be realistic. I know for a fact this hat is better than almost everything you have in here, including the staff.
Well, if you take it to a auction, I think the minimum bidding will begin at 100,000. Maybe 200,000, because it looks interesting.
Can I try and insight him to see if I think he's thinking of how can I try and acquire this, or if the look in his face is more he's remembering it from somewhere?
Yeah. But it's like,
that's what I was just asking. Could I? Cool. 15 plus 23. Very.
no. He's definitely interested in acquiring this item. This is rare and unusual. Given what Mira mentioned about him, Fadros, this is right up Fadros' alley.
Yeah. Instantly why I said
I'm looking at my harp.
Yeah, I'm happy enough him looking at my hat to distract him from all the other artifacts that are on the party members. So I'm happy enough to kind of take that heat, because I already have heat in this place.
Snaps towards a mantra and looks at Mantra's sheathed blade.
I'll be right back.
May I see that blade?
No.
Boring then.
The one that you could potentially have a look at would be, and I reach down and grab the certain death weapon, the short sword. I mean, I also have a Dragon Slayer rapier as well, but this weapon here has some personal connections to it.
He's examining your weapon. The healing denial. Impressive.
I mean, you could call it a cheap. Some people would call it a cheap trick, but other times it can be quite tactical.
I would say 20,000 to 25,000. It's may go for people who are dealing with things of undead, or creatures regenerating, or dealing with healers. 30,000. I would price it. Purchase from you at 18,000. And then try to.
No, I think this weapon has saved my life. More than 18,000 is worth.
Indeed. I'd like to auction his hat. I think we could probably make a lot of money from an auction of that item. walls round his shop, trying not to bump into things with his large stature. He pulls out this little leaflet and goes, "There's an auction on. Maybe you might be able to find your mirror there, and maybe you want to sell some things. I'll be happy to sponsor you if you were looking to sell things at the auction."
So do you need sponsored to sell things?
You need
Or
a
do you
license,
sponsor
and I
to
don't.
attend and buy things?
You need a merchant's license to sell things in the city to other people in that fence. I can buy from you with my license, but we could enter an agreement where we may split the profit depending on the item. We would negotiate maybe a 20-80 or 50-50 or a 10-90, etc. Depends on what the spectrum is of how we value the item itself.
How about attending the auction to buy things?
Not an issue whatsoever, but you will need to pay the entry fee.
What is that?
Or they don't want to bring in people who are poor, who will just take up space and try to get away,
Obviously not.
potentially steal items. The entry fee is 5,000 gold.
Was that all?
5,000 gold for people who are living down in the Dust Warren is a life savings, maybe 50 times over.
Then they wouldn't be able to become some of our clients. It takes a lot more money than that for us to travel the world to get rare items for people.
I don't think your mirror will be there because it's quite rare. I have a sort of a friend called Amira. She
I would
might
talk
have.
to her.
Sorry?
She mentioned that we should come here just on the off chance.
That little witch. Fabulous woman. But my shop is better. I mean, look at that. But
Since you like some rare items, what do you think of? And I reach into my bag and I grab out a bag of holding. And then I reach into that and I grab some braces of defense. Something like along the lines of this. So these are braces of defense.
yep, very familiar. They're very good for people like monks and barbarians and spellcasters.
I don't think you deal with armor usually, but these are the sort of things that are usually bought by people that don't want to go into armor stores.
Maybe you'll probably see these maybe vary around about 4,000, 6,000 gold. Places for casters for people who are normally fighting arenas, monks. I think Demiantis Drake Fury wards were one of these when he fought in the Colosseum. And I would potentially take them off your hands for maybe 5,000 gold. But there we go. There's your entry fee. But you'll need to bring something to the auction for me to help you auction off.
There are some things that I would probably be okay with auctioning off, but The question could be whether or not it would be worthwhile doing so. Do you know some things that usually sell at the auction?
Rare items?
Fairly
Magical
well.
items you've never seen
Like,
before?
I'm sure
I know
you've been
that
a
they
few
are also
times.
selling items that were seized from people like pirates, those including a
I'll take the 5,000 and I'll
thank you.
add it to a chest. Not a
He
coin
gives you-
toss or
he gives
anything,
you
not an arms
500
box.
platinum.
But, okay, but I'm adding it to a chest full of gold. So yes, you're saying some rare items will usually. Does armor usually go well? Not necessarily plate armor, but maybe some legendary quality of leather armor.
You should definitely arrive though, because there was a seizure of items that were currently being hoarded by some organization called the Cardinal Eye.
So a chance to get
They'll
this
probably
back.
auction off the items that were seized.
I've
I'm not
been
going
robbed
around
by them
stealing
before.
magical items from people. So if you probably lost some
Yes.
items by their hands, you'd probably be able to try and win it in the auction.
Could be interesting. I might be interested in going now. I don't believe I need to actually show you the item straight away, but do you know if +3 style armor would go well?
Well, it depends on the item itself, but leather.
It's leather +3.
I get my material, so that actually works with that.
So I have like some pristine condition leather armor that's been enchanted to the highest levels. It's in a bag and it's a little bit bulky to take out, but I could potentially auction that.
It's not there, so it'll be over here. The items. Oh, this will be here, probably. Here, I just need to find the actual material.
And by the way, the reason why I did not let you see this weapon that's sheathed to this side is because if you were to touch it, you might burn. It is a temperamental blade.
My kind of thing. Can you tell me more about
But
it?
if it doesn't choose you, it might burn you.
No, I don't have to have it choose me. It can sit inside a nice glass case. It'll be quite an interesting thing if it's something that has to choose the wielder. Very hard to sell that way. But
Yes, it would be. And out of character, yes, I think making up a story about a weapon is better.
I'm trying to find materials at the moment. I have it on this board.
Actually, also out of character, not saying this in session. Wouldn't my Crimson Hellfire Blade be illegal here?
Nobody knows its origin. Yeah.
Okay. So I just don't need to say.
I wouldn't say
where it came
illegal,
from.
but more.
Frowned upon.
Yeah.
Contraband.
I mean, there could be some Dark Knights that wander these streets plenty of times without causing trouble. I just can't find the. I don't know where I put it. I thought it'd be here, but it's not. Oh wait, this is the shit here. No, this is just that. Actual materials.
What, sorry?
I'm looking for the materials list. Because you said you had a +3 item. Technically, they are actually now named. Whichever the +3 version would be. We'll leave it there. +3.
I mean, it's level +3, so it's.
It could be. It definitely would not be cheap. Finely crafted suit of leather armor, which is reinforced with subtle enchantments to make it more durable, protective. I would say it won't go cheap. It's definitely more of a beautiful thing, but I would probably say its base value, depending where you are, 50 to 20,000. Where there are more rogues and rangers thrive, maybe 25,000. But where people prefer heavy armor and there's a lot more armor heavier available, that might go down to as low as 13,000.
Yeah, I'm wondering more about the auction that goes on here. If it would be worthwhile.
I think the maximum I would ever bid for such a item, if it was rare enough, would be 22,000. I wouldn't go higher than that.
Because I'm trying to find some things that may be worthwhile taking to the auction.
Indeed?
I have some things that are quite rare, but not worth a lot. But trying to think of things that would be worth a decent amount that I wouldn't mind parting with. Things like that,
there.
or...
May I ask, what is your upper coinage would you say you have available to you? There's some items that will go for several million. I believe they're selling in a skyship. Not one of those propeller ones with the Valerian rings that float and spin.
That's a little bit above my maximum budget.
Oh, you didn't hear this from me.
But
Apparently, there's some people who have smuggled Valerium from the Salt City. Just right underneath the dwarf's nose. It's in the plan to sell it at the auction. It'll probably fetch for a very good price.
I would imagine it would. Now you're making it feel like I probably would not be adequately prepared for the auction.
I'm sure there'll be some
That's
that
a
worth
sort of prices.
bob for you, but for you and your friends to attend and to be able to bid, you'll need to make sure that you and whoever is joining you all have 5,000 each.
5 watts each, sorry?
5,000 gold each for the entry fee. Oh, and smartly dressed. It is a...
I'm smartly dressed, but I don't think everyone is.
I believe they call it a black tie event.
Oh, that type of smartly dressed. Well, usually a red dress would go well. But I'm sure.
To me, I have my top hat. He walks back and puts up, and there's one pops in his head.
Are you attending the auction yourself?
I am selling things at the auction. Things I have at the back that I look forward to unveiling.
What are you selling? When you get to the auction.
Nosy. These items have already been registered. There's no point in me showing these are.
No, but you could say what it was. You don't need to show us.
You might cheat the competition out.
Oh, so it's okay for you to hear what we might think about selling. But you were saying that you might do an agreement for if we were to sell.
But if you have an offer of partnership, I would help sponsor your entry to sell items, as I said, for a fee of shared profit.
I take out the +3 lever and I put it on the counter. So, name your price. Or name your cut.
Cut for an item like this, I would say maybe... He places it further distance with the item itself.
Is this when I really annoy Heaven and take out a partially used deck of many things?
Hey, you do you. I think he's more in thought right now of, okay, what's the pros and cons of just going to try and speak to Darkleaf?
I wouldn't.
I know
You
you
don't have
wouldn't.
Mantra's support. Mantra knows that he's the sort that would arrange for
would-
something to happen.
Maybe go for there'll be a 5% fee for the auction house itself, and myself, I will take 25%, leaving you 70%. Example, let's say this went for 22,000 gold. I would get 5,500, you would get 16,500 minus the 5% fee for the item itself. I just realised how this math actually works. He would probably take 20%, 5% as well for the costs of the handling fee, And then 12% his own cut, leaving you with 75%, which would be 16,500. And that'll be more than how much I would buy it for today.
See, if I had a client asking for one of these, I would have charged more. That's a problem.
You never know how high.
I know you're wanting wholesale prices here, so
you never know how high these items go. Some items will go much higher than 22. I've seen.
Yes, it depends how they get upsold. So if we are talking about this particular group getting lifted with very rare magical items, and I have a theory as to what some of the items may be, because
I have
heard
seen
stories about some items.
a +3 longsword bidding started at 20,000, and it closed. So I was correct. I think it was 30,000 it sold at. My cut was 7,500. The person who sold it got 22,500. And normally, a longsword like that would maybe go for a little less than that. Actually, the market price of a longsword of that material may go between 50 to 20,000. Yeah, it really depends.
Well, would you lower your cut if I was to put a second item up?
One.
But then again, some places would prefer to trade items, and if we're looking for an item that's worthwhile keeping, an expensive item that I would be willing to trade.
But what's the second item you have in mind?
I place a scarab down.
Interesting.
Scarab of alchemistry. Not specifically a named item, but so it's not one of a kind, but it isn't a common item either.
Well, it's quite a very rare item. I've never seen one of these before. Let's see, it's unique. Interest.
This is when he's probably raising an eyebrow the fact that I've only offered orange items up.
Yeah, I would, but most of my orange items are attuned to me.
These are two, it's not attuned.
I would probably put this somewhere between 14 to 18,000. Maybe as high as 20,000 in some situations. If we were to have a bid starting at 12,000, we may be able to push it to 22,000. If I was to take a cut, I would take 25% for this, the 20 and the.
Well, I was thinking with both of these items, you take a 10% cut. Do I get to roll persuasion?
Yes, definitely try and persuade that.
Can I help with saying, to be honest, with the combined value of those, 10% is not a bad deal. Trying to give her the help action.
10%. If I only listed one of those items, I'd be getting the same amount of money if I did a 20% listing plus the 5% fee required for the option.
So yes to the advantage from the help action.
1.
Is that yes? Yeah? Cool. I would quite like advantage on that roll because I rolled 1 dice and I did not pick a number. I mean, it's good that my lowest possible persuasion is 30, but... It's 30.
You not wonder.
Well, my lowest being 10 plus 20.
Oh, okay. I was about to fucking say, holy shit. I thought my persuasion was good with plus 22.
16%.
$13.
15.5.
15 flat and you've got a deal.
Sander shakes. 15.5%, but remember you still have to fight the market.
I said 15 flat.
Yes, 15 flat. You also have the 5% fee to the actual auction.
Yes.
So that means your take-home cut will be
80.
80% of the profits. Do you have anything else you want to add to the pool?
Not at 15%, sorry.
I did send you a message, Lima, in relation to how Farron would feel about potentially letting go of one or possibly 2 cursed magical items, or how he would feel about that.
It's not so much as feeling. Make an attempt to do so. We'll see what happens.
Sure. I'll take off the pendant of Galzanatu and I'll just put that down for now.
As you go to grab the pendant, you stop for a moment and you take it off. Here's the thing. For everybody else, only seconds pass, but for you, minutes begin passing. Time is slowed. Not everybody's talking normally, but for you, things are slowing down. Your perception of things, but your focus is entirely on the pendant itself, and looks like you're thinking about it, like. Just grasp it for a second, you rub your thumb across it.
A lot of deliberation there.
Then the haze, the effects you can feel subside.
So as in...
Not aware of it.
So as in I don't want to sell it, or I am
You don't
unknown
want
of...
part of it.
Cool. Yeah, I was just potentially thinking about wanting to sell, but then realised that actually it's just too good to potentially let go of. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep this. It's new. It's I know it's valuable, and I thought I'd potentially want to sell it, but I just really have a feeling of I don't want to sell it.
forcing you to sell anything.
No, I get that.
I'll tell you what. Meet me. So I'm sure your two other friends who are currently talking outside. I've seen you with them earlier. Why don't you talk amongst yourself and meet me tomorrow evening? Let's see, where would I like to meet you? Platinum Chalice tomorrow evening. I will rent out a private cellar for us to talk and discuss. Bring your wares and lay them out, and we'll have a look and decide if there's anything that we can probably put. As for the auction itself, that is on. Let's bring up the calendar. It's on Arcade. 10th day of night. So in about 5 days.
Okay.
As for the auction itself, it's in the Silent Heights district at the Emerald Room. The auction itself will take place on the... What is it? Is the name of it? Just what district was Silent Heights again?
Silent Heights, District E.
E. Right, yo. On the Sky Weaver. I'll have your names registered as part of, as my associates, and I'll meet you then. But then, beforehand, meet me tomorrow night at the Platinum Chalice. See if we can find you your mirror.
See if we put... I'm not saying that this is definitely going to be the case, but sometimes we are a wee bit busy and sometimes we have to send some people in our place. Do you have any sort of notation, or can you provide a note so that way tomorrow, if it's not ourselves that you meet up with and it's someone else that we're sending in our place, can we give them a piece of paper or something that is in relation to you, so that way you know it's not just some random person? Oh, I'm not trying to lie in the slightest.
No, he's saying you right now. He's not. He suspects something, and he goes, "That's a 32."
Nice.
Let's see who it is.
Just something to prove it.
I have a business arrangement with you. I'm going to make some money if you your well-being is my benefit. Unless you're wanted for something very expensive, I'm about to make thousands upon thousands of gold with you.
Simply put, right now, no, we're not going to cause any danger, and as long as everything stays to plan, then there shouldn't be any danger to you or your business or us. And that's why I'm saying, so that way, if we need others to show up in our place, that way the deal with us can go without a hitch.
You mean past this? If he's just going to go ahead and cast Identify on you? You mean yourself or actually somebody else? Your illusion magic is good, really good.
Assume. Make your own assumptions with that question there.
It'd be better to know my partner's true intention and motives and what danger I am putting myself in. Because I'll have to end the deal and not permit you my assistance on getting into the auction.
The potential threat that I myself cause shouldn't cause you any issue. I am honestly thinking of dealing with that within the next couple of days anyway, so that way it doesn't cause you issue. And while I'm saying all of this, I'm inciting him to see how much he is thinking of turning us in.
Yeah, fair.
Like, I am exactly, Liv. 19 plus 23. Stupidly high. Over 30.
42.
Aye, that one.
42.
One off my max roll.
Because I know one of my concerns is we might have to pass people that have true sight on the way into the auction.
That's why I'm honestly thinking Farron might try and get a meeting with Darkweave to potentially settle shit between them two, and hopefully that Darkweave just doesn't remember you, and the only reason there's a bounty out for you here is because your relation to me. Or at least that's how Farron is thinking right now.
Or what we just did.
Yeah. Exactly, so that's why I'm thinking, let's see how this goes.
He seems more interested in opportunities with you more than potentially you selling you out, because he has seen the items you have. He's seen some of the interesting items. He's even identified a vestige that amongst you, which means you have access to some rare and valuable items, which means you could bring him quite good resources and the ability to sell more items in the future. And this
and if it makes a good relationship, then
yeah,
there is a benefit.
So how would we find out that?
However, if
you can probably see me just standing back watching him now.
Is the bounty was moderate or low, he would not be worried about it.
I don't remember us being told what our bounties were.
Probably quite high. I'm sure it's actually very high, actually.
Well, one of the bounties is defunct anyway. Another bounty is you're currently wanted by 2 states. Which, there will be some people that will come after you one day. That's
how wanted is that?
more relevant one. It's not necessarily in a hostile way that you're being sought.
And I'm assuming the one that I mean, and that it's not necessarily hostile is in relation to Darkweave.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Farron's thinking, and that's why he's thinking of just going to see him.
Because let's just say you need to be kept hot. That you're far more valuable hot than you're cold in that bounty sense. So to trying to kill you or the other party members is not likely to be a good outcome of that bounty requirement. There will be people who snatch you and take you in, but...
Yeah, I'm wondering about my bounties now.
I'm just going to say... On you go.
You're mentioning sudden concern about doing business with us. Would you care to elaborate entirely on the concern, and that will maybe decide how it proceeds?
Itself,
yep.
He's definitely more pragmatic, and it's probably far more interested in the offer of high value items for auction and show promise potential long-term clients.
I
was asking him directly.
Yeah. I'm just going to, after Mantra says that, I'm just going to hold up a finger quickly. And I'm just going to use my true sight ability just to give the room a once over to check if we're being scryed on right now.
Make a perception check.
So that way, any information additional onto what we said so far. Okay. I like to seem to roll 15s right now. Perception. 15, 16, 17, 28.
Wait. So, this store had just lit up like a Christmas tree.
It's true sight.
Seeing a lot of magic in effect here.
Okay.
To the point it's actually becoming quite hard to track what magic's going on. That actually prevents you from even seeing if there is a scrying in place, because there's just too much magic going on in this store to really determine that. But you're not convinced there is anybody scrying on you.
Mantra, I think we wouldn't be too hard to give them information without... I think he's more just interested in potential long-term deals that make him a lot of money, as long as things go amicably.
Hard for especially those items over there, just to staff and other things.
I am going
to
to
say,
this. Please wait.
The Archmage robes that Elmira has, I wouldn't mind getting them. Maybe you should convince her to part with it, so I can try and make a set. But that does mean I'll be keeping my stuff.
1 second while I check something with my colleague. And I cover my mouth as I cast message. And I'll go, do we come clean then? Because if there's someone with true sight at the auction, it may be difficult to keep our cover.
I just nod, and I'll reply saying, I don't think hiding necessarily is a good aspect when it comes to this deal and for future circumstances. And in relation to one of our bounties, I'm potentially looking at going to speak to Darkweave to see what they were looking for us for. So that might clear up pretty fast. So we might not be as heated here as potentially first thought.
Okay. Apologies for the rudeness of talking in front of you without you being able to actually see what was going on.
What?
Well, I said to a person 1 second while I talked to my colleague, and I covered my mouth. So
I
the
understand
colleague was
that.
clearly aware I was doing message.
All we need to try and decide what we want to do is your well-being.
So you have worked out that we have withheld something.
Oh, I can see your disguises.
And you can see the disguises, yes. Can you see through them?
Somewhat. What? In great detail, I can tell these are not your real faces.
Okay. And would someone with true sight be at the auction?
Someone with true sight would easily see through your visages.
That's why I'm asking.
You asking if he has true sight?
No, Mantra's asking if... my friend here is asking simply if the likelihood of someone that has true sight being at the auction...
Oh yes, there'll be a lot of security. Last time around, the net worth of those who attended the auction, the items at auction itself, maybe came up to upwards of maybe 75 billion gold.
Okay.
Checking identities and making sure people privacy will be respected, but if there's a security risk, then maybe they will defer your things. If you feel you're not that much of a threat, that's fine. I can probably help you understand whether or not you will be able to go or not anyway.
I cast message on the shopkeeper person. My name is Mantra Drakefury Elinari.
Miles.
I use a message as well. Nice to meet you. Farron Swift-Vale.
His eye kind of widens when he looks at you and goes, I have a little horror on his face at this moment. So, died.
I instead of it said I was
I'm about to fanboy over your dad, but he just grabs your hand and goes, "It's nice to meet you. I have followed some of your long work from many years ago, but you said have been dead and been missing for hundreds of years."
Let's just simply put Darkweave and Aberration screwed up magic. I know I'm going to see him.
Yeah. I don't think he wants to hurt you.
That's what I'm thinking, so I'm going to see him. But yes, hence why when we got here and we told that there was multiple different bounties around, hence disguise.
I think the Syndicate will be more intrigued if you went to the auction, and if you're wanting an audience with Eros Chancellor, I believe that will get you.
That's what I'm thinking.
So we do have a few bounties on our heads, which is also a question as to about the security of the event.
You'll be over the ocean, about maybe 20,000 feet in the air, in a state-of-the-art ship powered by 16.
Yes, but with the bounties on
rings.
Would the bounties on our head prohibit us from attending the auction?
So
I don't believe I wanted to see
such, more like, I wouldn't say you're as like a bounty where wanted 10,000 billion gold. More like, if you see this person, notify the authorities. I think I'll do just that. The auction. It gives you a tusky grin.
I know I plan to go see Darkweave very soon. So
you would make a trade agreement with us and then notify the authorities?
With your other bounties, they have no jurisdiction here. And I would like to see a bounty hunters try their luck on the ship. I would also mention, by the way, not be able to mention your equipment or weapons unless they're for sale, but all items for sale will be stored upon the ship. Cargo will have one opportunity to inspect your cargo to make sure it's in the correct condition, that it's all accounted for, and then it will go to the auction itself. Otherwise, your red dress. Interesting. Never seen a tabaxi in a red dress before.
She pulls off very well.
But if you said it was a black tie event, then I do have alternatives. I'm trying to wonder out how much that character actually knows of our group.
He knows your dad. You talked about earlier. He's apparently a fan of Farron's work.
He talked about him earlier. I didn't. I made a point of not.
But Zeus's your name was Mandarin Jake for you. He's like, he's a fan of his work, but when it comes to Farron, there's a clear heroism, admiration.
And outside with the group, I'm not too sure if you would have heard of Milara or Alvabur.
Bounties. The other one, not quite sure.
One of them is newer, but I know Dark Weave has a connection to them.
Chancellor himself has connections to him. Pompous bastard he is, but nonetheless, he played his part.
Even though I'm not a fan of him, he has helped me out of one or two scrapes. And even though he's kept me in essentially a giant beaker for about close to 900 years, yeah, I might be a little bit butthurt. But might be one of the reasons why I'm still alive. So, okay.
Yes, I mean, when we found you, you were completely unaware of who you were and where you were. It was interesting.
Where, who, when, everything was a blur. Yeah.
Drunken nights do that to you.
I wasn't a drunken night, that's for sure.
You never remember your best nights, especially how they get to that state.
My friend, if it was only one night, I would have been fine with it. It was near enough 900 years.
Well, whatever secret excavation you've been on for this time, I'm sure was wonderful, and I'm sure that's where your magnificent hat came from.
Let's just call
that was Mia.
Yeah.
You say that out loud.
I'm debating if I did.
If you didn't, I was about it, to be honest.
Yeah, because he's already fanboyed over and knows who we are, so we'll just flag some of our connections. Oh no, that was just Mia.
So you do say it?
Yeah.
Speaking of old pompous bastards.
I know, right? I think we're going to get along very well.
Yeah, wonderful business arrangement.
But would you recommend we keep our disguises up when walking through this city? Yes.
Unless you're actively aware that you're in the city and they're trying to find you.
I
mean,
honestly...
there's over 3 million people in the city anyway. It'll be very hard to find you.
Yeah.
How are you so tall?
I honestly think we might have already been found out, to be honest. The person that you said that had the purple Archmage robe,
yep.
Seemed as if they had something in their hand, and potentially, could be purely speculation, but may have potentially contacted us on already when we were in there selling some things. So, because they were the one that actually originally told us to come to you to see if you had the mirror that we were looking for. They referred us to you.
So, Emira herself has had past dealings with the cartel.
That's fine. I was planning on going to see them sooner or later anyway.
Yeah. I wasn't aware of her facing anything.
Yeah, it was just as we were leaving. I didn't say anything.
I did have more of a connection with the Silken Eye. No, not Silken Eye. The Black Hand and the Cardinal Eye.
Yeah, we had a strange dealing with the Black Hand, didn't we? A negative one, wasn't it? But didn't we also have a positive one?
I'll say it's part 50-50.
One of them kind of helped us out a bit.
And one,
or something.
Some also hate us because of some situation we got into.
Yes, the reason why I was aware of it, the confiscated contraband from that group. I can tell you that there's a few weapons in that, if it's the ones that we stole from us.
Lord knows no more. All those items that they've been trying to steal and confiscate has been seized, and you'll see a lot of them on display at this auction.
Not the same
I missed that fire blade.
I'm pretty sure you've got a better one now, to be honest.
The longsword, it wasn't really great for you anyway, because you can sneak attack with it.
I know.
But just for the interest of being blatantly honest, those that you said you had a connection to, it is specifically had and not have a connection to now.
Partially maintained. Not like a member or anything. They asked me for help, and they came to me and they wanted some gold. They bought me some items that would be interested in them more. Gave me some information. The Silken Eye, the Dark Reef Cartel, better at sharing information. But if I ever want some interesting substances, Blackhand is the best way to go. Also, Syndicate itself is the best mover of goods along this world.
And I have a question. Would you be likely to sell out the fact that you have seen us?
Well, if really benefits more than keeping you as in my good company.
Let me just put it simply this way. You'll gain more coin from being friends than ratting us out. That's the simple way to put it.
If the rumors about your group are correct, you work with the council. Wanted by the Arcadian state, you are wanted by the Glassari Empire for regicide. They're dangerous people.
The Arcadia one is, to be more, if I'm being honest, the Arcadia one is more just for show. We still have friends that are quite high friends, but that one's more just for show, to be honest. So.
Yeah, it might be worth going back to Arcadia at some point. But,
yeah, catching up with Lion's Bane would be a good idea.
Not saying out loud, but I don't think you should have said that the Arcadia one's for sure.
I know, but I think at this point, Harren doesn't really care on that one, to be honest.
To the public, you're enemies. To the state itself, you still work. You actually are
an asset.
Empire.
Yeah.
You're, for lack of a term, you're a third-party mercenary Black Ops team.
Yep.
You do not exist. You're criminals on the public side.
Exactly. It's there. I just don't see it getting acted upon very soon.
I wonder.
Wonderful to check into John's Lions Bane one day because you haven't really updated him on the situation with Nice. Don't
have sending.
Also, you'll find out. It's a big enough story. But I remember my character has a background feature where I would have a criminal contract that's reliable and trustworthy to liaison with a network of other criminals.
The way I tried to roleplay that early campaign just didn't work.
Oh no, it did not work. It was not a reliable contract. It was just a hole in a wall. And also, like, our coins, like, seem to not do much, but... I'll probably be looking out, because this seems like the correct place to know, or to know of someone in this area. So I'll probably know of someone. I probably know what area roughly they are, but not many more details than that.
I have an idea who you could go to. I'll talk to you about it later.
Yeah, because that's probably someone that's basically works within a criminal network of the city. So they would probably be a useful person for me to find out about the stuff.
Well, tomorrow, Chalice. Just down the road. East. Towards the... You see the Mage Tower in that direction, on the left, before you go into the actual itself.
Is that within the Platinum Promenade?
Yes.
No. Okay, never mind.
Platinum Chalice is one of the first establishments you pass when you enter.
Cool.
Cool, I shall see you there.
There'll be a private room. I'll make sure there's plenty of room for you to bring some of your gear you would like to show and sell for the auction.
Well, now you know our status, you probably know the requirements for it to be private, so appreciate it.
I enjoy my lunch. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And I leave.
You tried to leave it, then said as you go to open the door, it does not open. Oh, yeah.
Arcane lock, I'm guessing.
Yep, arcane lock, and he just used knock to unlock it.
Was that because we were
being
suspicious?
discreet, so we didn't have any unexpected guests.
Ah, I thought it was locked because we were being suspicious beforehand.
To be honest, it probably was as well. Come on, to be honest.
Someone's flaunting tens of thousands of gold, I tend.
That's fair.
Afternoon. As you bust out into the in itself, there are loads of chattering, walking, eating. eating, selling, people loitering around. It's just so busy in these streets. That's not DMing, I don't see any message.
I'm typing
Mm-hmm.
in the Farron Ancient Arcana chat.
Ah, okay.
Ancient Arcana chat.
Interesting.
Okay, so I
Interesting.
think
If we've got the points
Oh, we
available,
should've-
yes.
we should have asked if there was a way of seeing a catalogue of items that are being prepared for the auction.
To be honest, and I'm just going to use message to Mantra. If I go and see Darkweave, I'm pretty sure he's going to have a catalogue of each and everything that's going to be at that thing. He's going to likely want to have a hand in all information that's going to be in relation to it.
I think I'll join you.
As you're talking, you just see all of a sudden the shadow, not a shadow, you actually hear this rumble as this huge, this is bigger than the Arcading and the Baldur airships you saw above you earlier, floats over, moving. You've never seen something this huge before. It seems to have just departed from the aerodrome off to your west. This thing is probably nearly about 800 meters long.
Does it have any flags or anything to help identify it?
It's not made of wood. It's the first thing you spotted. But no, you can't make out what that is. It doesn't seem to have any support craft, but it's pretty big. Send you an image just for representation of what it looks like. But until then, I'm gonna call it there. Get some shut-eye for everybody who needs it. But
Aye.
until then, Civ 7 is on its way. Definitely check it out, guys. Get it on Steam. It's out on the 11th of February. Till then, good night.
Good night.
Bye.